closely with the town administration, especially with on the budget process. As you know, it's been kind of painful this cycle, but we're doing the best we can with that. Also work closely with the finance committee, providing them information when they ask for it.
Joe, could you give us an update on where we are with the Munis system, because it does have impact as we go into 2010.
The 15th of this month, we should get back we had sent up a new chart of accounts. Seemed the first one we sent up wasn't as good as we thought it was, and it caused us to redo most of it, especially the schools. The school's chart of accounts was going to be really a nightmare for the business manager to work with, so we had to clean that up, and we made some minor changes to the town side. That was submitted around December 15th. They need about 4 weeks, which brings us to January 15th. And you know, once all the kinks are ironed out from that, we will start setting up training dates again, and hopefully we should go live on July 1.
And that's the schools too, it's everybody.
It's the school, it'll be both of us, yes.
Okay. Have we tested the link between here and the school? Can we?
I think Gene has done some work with that, so it seems to work.
So we're going to be fully online, not sneakering data from the school back here.
Hopefully.
Not hopefully.
Yes, we will. Well, that's the intent. That's the intent.
Okay. So you're comfortable at this point that we've got enough staff? And
well, that's what would be my concern with that person that's won't be back till the 1st of May, and you know, in that time we're going to have a lot of training. So I guess it'll be up to us to bring her up to speed when she gets back. But we have other members of the department and other departments learning the various functions. I mean, we have backup. So.
Well, I guess I raised a concern because here we are, we're in the process of going into a very tight budget cycle. We're reducing budgets, and at the same time we're implementing a new program. And my experience with that has been that it doesn't go without glitches, and it usually puts a higher burden on everybody initially until things settle out and people get acclimated to the system. And I just get concerned that we don't run ourselves, cut ourselves so thin that we run into a major problem as we get into fiscal 2010 associated with getting the system up and running. I view the system when it's in place as capable of providing efficiencies and give us better, more timely vision of where we are and what we're doing, and also be able to analyze various things that we can't get to easily today. We have to do it all manually. So, I think this has been a major investment of the town. It's been going on now for 2 years, and I want to make sure that it is successful. So do we. If in the process here of cutting budgets, right, if it's putting this in jeopardy, I think the board needs to know about it. Okay?
We will let you know. And probably come April, May, we should be running what we call parallel payroll. Payroll is the most difficult module to convert because it's just so complicated. So hopefully, well, by April or May, we should be running what we call dual payroll. So we'll run it in the Munis system as well as our system that we have now, and just see how they match up. They should be the same.
I hope so. Okay. On the budget, you want to go through any of this questions, gentlemen?
We have a small budget, really.
Joe, could you just mention that the treasurer will be here?
Yeah, the treasurer will be on the next cycle.
Yes, I understand.
Our major cuts came from the accounting department. Basically, we cut the same thing as other departments, training, printing, postage. I forgot the bracket. Office supplies, travel.
I've brought this up before regarding postage, and every time I brought it up, I got an answer that sort of suggested, well, it further complicates things, but, we're currently, as a vote of the board, back in previous years, we send a bill out every month. 12 months a year, we send bills out. Now, is it possible to reduce some of that by maybe taking the solid waste and the water bill and sending it out in the same month in the same envelope? And I've heard that, well, that's difficult because some people don't have a trash bill, and
that might be the problem there.
Yeah.
But we talked about where the real estate bills are quarterly, maybe putting two bills in one envelope. And have two mailings as opposed to the 4 mailings.
Mm-hmm.
We can cut things down like that. That's something we're working on. Even with the finance committee, we're working on that.
I think Abby, you want to make a comment? Boy, and you could do that, yeah.
But also to include something else like trash, for example. And I've talked to the treasurer about what you said. The actual postage per mailing isn't the only way we say. In fact, it's less than you might think. But what you would also say is the cost of envelopes, the printing costs, and all kinds of other expenses. So we've been looking on that. They've also discovered that they in fact don't have to go to the Selectmen too much to have the tax bill included actually. Originally thought that they'd be maybe programming people, but in fact.
What may happen though, if people get the two bills, in one mailing, they are responsible. You're responsible for your tax bill, whether you receive it or not. So if they say, oh, I misplaced it or it lost, they're still going to be subject to all the penalties and interest charges. They'll do it once, right, but we have to be ready for that.
Well, and, we certainly can talk about it. We can, prior to that bill being due, at a meeting, we can mention it. It might get printed in the paper. Well, even if we advertise, it would be less than the cost of sending all the bills out.
Load up that envelope, it's gonna cost you more to mail.
Somehow people are figuring that out. And I'm sure that there will be reasons initially, but I also think that particular schools community will be struck by the 12
I think the FAC had broached that subject too, as a potential savings. So, and I think it came from other people last year. The same thing. So. Okay. Other questions for finance? Yes.
Yeah, the cost that has been lowered by Seam Collaborative for the school when they send in for their reimbursement for the students. So they had lowered their costs considerably. So we expect to be a savings there. And then we just will use our audit firm less for consulting. Sometimes we'll ask them question or two and we'll get charged for it. So now we're gonna be very, very choosy what we ask them.
Any other questions for,
Just a very
yes,
quick one,
Mr.
if I
Vino.
could, just for explanation, Joe. On the office supplies, small supplies where we brought in from home, what are we talking there?
Well, I always use my own stuff, like pencils, pens. I have, I'm particular what I use. I've never bought a pen or a pencil since I've been here.
No, but I mean,
And I don't
you're gonna
use an
cut
eraser.
that out.
Paper, you don't use an eraser?
He doesn't
That's
use
the
an
same
eraser.
problem, yeah.
Okay.
No need.
Counts never use pens.
I mean, we're gonna have office supplies for the employees.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm reading it, they're gonna bring it in from home.
Gotta steal it from the other department.
You
Actually,
use
I've-
$394 worth of pen a year?
Well, no, actually, I've given
Take it.
employees some of my own
Pens, okay.
I'm not gonna do with them all.
All set.
I think if we all cleaned our houses up, we'd find tons
Yeah,
tons of
right.
pens. Okay, anything else for Joe?
No, this is,
Greg, one thing that, for, not necessarily Saturday budget meeting, but for our next meeting, could you have someone take a look at our energy costs through the end of December?
we did it for the end of November for FitCom.
And take a look at it as compared to budgets to see, we allocated, what was it, $150,000?
Yeah, the thing that was way up was electricity, if I remember.
Yeah, right, and that's starting to come down a little bit. But just to get a feel for where we are, like to know where we are after 6 months.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
All right, thank you.
And you want this for Saturday?
No,
Friday's meeting?
for our next meeting,
Which?
our next board meeting.
21st. Oh, God.
21st, yeah. Just something to have. You got plenty of time.
We'll have it soon. If I have it Friday, I'll bring
No
it.
hurry.
Yeah, we'll just.
No hurry.
Get it on.
I've got it
Good
set
night.
up,
Joe. Joe.
Enjoy your coffee.
We already did that.
Okay, and now, let's see, old and new business. We've covered everything else, I think. Mr. O'Leary.
Just briefly, I'd like to acknowledge the passing of a former member of this board, a former member of the planning commission, Ed Carlson. Served for a number of years in the community. And I don't know when the last time Ed served, it was a number of years ago, but he served for a number of years on a number of boards, committees, and commissions in town, and gave a significant amount of his time and efforts for the community, and so certainly greatly appreciated, and I was sorry to read about his passing.
And it? Michael?
We missed one.
Municipal hearing officer. That is I.
Let's read the motion now.
Sure.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, I move to designate the town administrator as municipal hearing officer pursuant to MGL Chapter 148A for the period January 1st, 2009 to December 31st, 2009.
Motion by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. How did we miss that? Oh, that's right, it's not
It was
listed
stuff
specifically. Yeah.
behind. I missed it. I
Okay.
apologize.
That's okay. Discussion? I think absolutely we need to have him in
Yeah.
place here. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Thank you for volunteering.
We'll need it. Sorry about that, guys. I missed that one. Dropped the ball. Other than that, nothing.
Okay. Mr. Bino?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I want to wish everyone, I hope everyone had a happy holidays, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I have not heard anything, but I'm going to assume, because I didn't hear, we did have a fire in town tonight, down at 90 Main Street, and I have not heard anything about any injuries, and that is good news. And I want to thank our fire department, because what I saw is on TV,